This is Malacca Retreat. Can you hear me? Boleh dengar? There's some newcomers. We have some newcomers. Beginners, to be correct. Start by taking the 3 refuges and the precepts. Yes? Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi
Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
For the precepts, please recite after me. Each precept. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
This is for those taking the retreat. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Brahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
The next is for those who are not observing the retreat. Kamesu michachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamisu vichachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sura meraya majja pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Surameraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
The rest are for those observing 8 precepts. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Nachakita
Nachakita
vadita
vadita
visukkadasana
visukkadasana
Malagandha, Vilepana, Dharana, Mandana, Vibhusanathana, Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Uchasayana, Mahasayana, Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Tonight will be a simple talk about starting a meditation retreat. What is a meditation retreat or vipassana meditation retreat? A retreat is understood to be a period or time where you spend as many hours of a day as you can to go into meditation. Here we are talking about insight meditation, vipassana. That means you try to meditate in the practice in a formal way, walking, sitting, and other daily activities. From the morning you wake up to the moment you lie down and fall asleep at the end of the day. Can you hear me? Yeah? This is a special situation. It's not a normal situation. It's a special situation where you have the opportunity to spend as much of your waking hours as possible on your self-improvement. In a way, it is a luxury, spiritual luxury. Not everywhere you're going to find a place for meditation retreat, and especially a vipassana retreat, where you learn to practice vipassana or insight meditation. So it is best to make full use of this time and opportunity. It is learning, very much a learning period. And when you have learned enough, it is learning to perfect the practice. The aim of this meditation is very simple. To get rid of your suffering in all sense of the word. According to the Buddha's teachings. That is, to follow the Noble Eightfold Path. Of morality, concentration and insight. This comes about by the practice of satipatthana, mindfulness of the four foundations: body, feelings, consciousness and Dhamma. Some kind of echo there. Can you hear me clearly? Because there's some kind of echo. The first important thing is regarding this practice is to get the basic instructions right. And this is the most crucial and the most important. And it's not so simple, because meditation is all about experience. Experience of reality. For this, a beginner is quite at a loss. Even people who are practicing long time still cannot be very clear. But we have to start somewhere. So we start with mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is also an experience. What is mindfulness? You can read from the books. I would call it clear awareness. Clear, present awareness. You're not sleepy, you're not groggy, you're not confused, you're not restless, the mind is not thinking and very clear of what is happening in the present. Then generally we say you're mindful. For example, I ask her, Yong Chan, and he's looking at me blindly, looking through me, lost in his thoughts. Is he mindful? He's not mindful. So I shout louder, Yong Chan! Oh, then he wakes up. Yes, then he's mindful. He's clear and he's present, and he knows I'm talking to him. In a more mundane sense, look at when you're driving a car. When you're driving a car, you're thinking of something else, you're groggy. Then what happens? Are you mindful? You're not mindful. You're in a precarious situation. So one day when you're driving, bong, then suddenly you become mindful. But it may be too late. You may have to continue your life in a hospital or your existence in some other realm of existence. Yeah? So mindfulness is very clear, you know what's going on, and you're the present. This is a simple, basic meaning of mindfulness. In other words, when you're not mindful, things happen to your mind. You're graying, you're groggy, you're confused, you're dull, you're restless, and all the defilements with craving, anger, delusion, then you're not mindful. So the basic starting point is mindfulness of the present moment. Yeah? Anybody doesn't understand English? Everybody understand English. Good. That makes my life easier. It also makes Professor Ku's life easier. Otherwise, he will have to do translation. So the basic practice first is to know that you're mindful and to keep the mindfulness continuous. To make sure that you're mindful, you're not only aware of the present, what you're doing, but your mind is peaceful, your mind is clear, your mind is soft. These are very basic things. You check. Is your mind clear? I asked one lady, my mind is not clear. Is your mind calm? No, my mind is not calm. Is your mind soft? No, my mind is not soft. So, she's not mindful. But she is supposed to be practicing vipassana meditation for many years. So what have you got to say? It's not so easy to be mindful, but if you keep try and try and try, then sometimes you can be mindful. And you try enough, and the mindfulness will continue and become stronger and stronger. So the first lesson for the beginner is to know from his direct experience whether he is mindful or not. If you're not mindful, just wake up and be mindful. No, mindful. Sometimes I tell people when they meditate and they're thinking and they cannot stop. What do? Shake your head. Sleepy, shake your head. Wake up! Stop thinking. Sometimes it works. No? My Thai teacher, Long Po from Penang, MBMC, it's more practical. When sleepy, what do? Do fast walking. When thinking too much, what do? Do fast walking. No? These are general instructions, but it works. Yeah. When you generally do things fast and walk fast, then your mind become alert, become clear. You know? But generally, just with the willpower, mindful, be present, be clear, it comes back. Yeah? These are the simple instructions. Number one, be mindful. Even if you are practicing for a long time, when you're not mindful, you still have to go back to square one. Mindfulness, mindfulness, where are you? Come back, come back. Like calling your dog don't know going where, chasing after cats and rabbits. Come back, come back. When you're mindful again, then at least you can start. Otherwise, the mind is lost. Ada orang datang lagi. You sangat lewat lah, pakcik, pakcik. Who are these people? Johnny come lately. Or Jane came lately. But they say better late than never. Huh? Never, we just started with beginners. So we are doing it very slowly for today. After that, we will have to hurry up. So once you have a somewhat clear idea of what mindfulness is, clear presence of mind, then you're going to make it continuous. A little bit of mindfulness is better than no mindfulness. But it is not so useful. At least you're not completely deluded. Just like when you're in a dark room, you have a little bit of lamp, some of a comfort, but you can't see anything much. You cannot distinguish between a Pontianak and your wife. There's not much difference. So you have to switch on the light brighter. Sometimes at night you wake up very dark and you're groggy. When you're groggy, that means you're not mindful, or not very mindful. You find it difficult to get to your toilet. So you grope around, you knock into something. True or not? So you must have brighter light. You have more mindfulness. This is the inner light. That was the external light. So that's where you get to have more training, proper training. Ordinarily, we can have some mindfulness, but for meditation, we need more. Because we are developing the Eightfold Path to develop strong mindfulness, strong morality, strong concentration, deep insight. That's where you need really strong and continuous mindfulness. You can remind yourself to be mindful every time, every day, moment. It may work, but not so effective than if you have it in a systematic way. To make sure your mindfulness is continuous. So we give you basic meditation objects. If you can follow them, that means your mind is alert. If you cannot follow them or you don't know what happened, that means there is a blind spot. It's not continuous. Yeah? Suppose we ask you to give a job. Okay, you got a dog and you got a cat. Yeah? Your work is to follow your dog and cat wherever it goes. And then you have to write a report. Have you got a cat? No. But you got a husband. You got a job to follow him wherever you go. You probably wouldn't like it. So, cat or dog, you follow it. You try to follow and write a report. And what happens when you follow it? You have to be mindful. And as a result, also you learn about your cat and your dog and about yourself. Right? Yeah? Do you follow your wife wherever she goes? When you were younger? No, huh? Then you got a very obedient wife. But does your wife follow you wherever you go? No, because it's impossible. He goes anywhere, very difficult to follow. But in this case, you're following your mind. You're following your mind, which is more difficult than following a dog or cat or somebody. But that's where the training is. Yeah? So we give you some very basic objects. You try your best. You won't be able to follow it all the time, but if you can follow it a lot of time, then you're pretty mindful. So that's why you have this basic meditation exercise. Walking meditation, sitting meditation, and daily activities. For beginner and for veteran, they'll still be doing this. It's a difficult thing to do perfectly. But you've been meditating for some time, you know some rules of the game. You know some tricks of the trade. So you try to follow, make sure you're mindful. So the easiest fun thing is just keep your mind to the object. Beginner, you just follow right, left, right, left. Don't know what happened. Come back, start again. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Sometimes you just to walk one stretch. Sayadaw Pandita says, you have to make heroic effort. Must follow from beginning to end of the road without thinking. Just follow right, left, right, left. For even veterans, the first few days, still after a few right, left, the mind go kai elsewhere. Come back, start again. Right. Simple thing. Two things can happen for you to lose track of your basic object. Either you're thinking, which includes looking around, kepo, or you're dull, sleepy, kong. So once you catch yourself kong, sleepy, or thinking, kepo, then you bring it back to your basic objects and start again. Right, left, right, left. Very simple. Can you do it? Everybody can do it. Even a small boy can do it. Right? Correct, remember when you first go to school, the teacher asks you to walk in line. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Yeah? You can do it. So can you. Yeah. If you can do it, that means at least you're mindful. Okay. Even later when you join the army also, left, right, left, right, left, right. Still people fall asleep while walking, So when you can follow it, right, left, and then you generally have some continuous awareness, mindfulness, or concentration. When you can do that, then your mind does not have much thinking, then you can walk slower. Right step, left step, right step, left step. And you can do that, you walk even slower. Left step, slower and slower. Then your mind can follow it more closely. In the beginning, just right, left, it's very general. But first day is like that. You're not a beginner, after half an hour, you can slow down. Once you can do it slowly, and then you can break it into two parts. Lifting, stepping. Lifting, stepping. After 1-2 days, you can do, you're less thinking, you walk slower. Lifting, stepping. Lifting, stepping. After half an hour. After a few more days, you can do lifting and stepping without much thinking. You can follow properly, and then you can break it into 3 parts. Lifting, pushing, stepping. Lifting, pushing, stepping. That means as you go from 1, 2, 3 steps, you become slower and slower. Okay, very simple. For people who are meditating for some time, after 1 day, 2 days, also they can start slowing down. When you start slowing down, you become more aware of the sensations. And lifting is like pulling, Pushing is like movement, like pushing a cart, like that. Stepping is like putting down something, release of tension. And when your feet touch the ground, you feel the sole, hard, soft, hot, cold, you feel it. That means once you can follow your footstep, you become more aware of your sensation, of the bottom of the feet, from the lower part of the foot. Yeah, very simple. Lifting, pushing. In the beginning, when you do right step, left step, right step, you follow first. When you slow down, you also can get some of the feeling, some kind of movement, and stepping. When you walk slower, lifting, stepping, you feel clearer the sensation of lifting, pulling up, and letting down. Tension, rising of tension, lessening of tension. When you do 3 parts slow and you can feel the sensation, even better. If you can feel the sensation, it means that you are not just concentrating, you are developing mindfulness of the walking process. Getting clearer feel of what we call the elements: earth, water, wind, air. And from there you go to your deeper vipassana practice, where you have to walk very slow. But for beginners, first day you can follow right, left, right, left. So it is super. Second day maybe you can walk slower, and you can cut. After 3 days, put into lifting, stepping, lifting, stepping. So your mindfulness, make sure you're mindful, and then continuous mindfulness by following your object of meditation. We're talking about your walking practice. And then after that, you go to sitting meditation. Sitting meditation, your main object is your rising and falling. Rising and falling. When you breathe normally. Don't or control. 1, 2, 3. Stop. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Or 大周天, 小周天. This is qigong. We are not doing qigong. We are doing mindfulness meditation, vipassana. Here we do vipassana meditation based on the Mahasi tradition. Our main object is the rising, falling, not the breath. Breath is also Buddhist meditation, but there's a different type. So you watch this one. When you breathe normally. Your abdomen expands, contracts. Expand, contracts. So this is called rising, and this is called falling. The idea is to feel it mindfully. You cannot feel it in the beginning, you put your hand. You get tired, you change hand. You get tired, you change hand. If both hands get tired, you put it there. After many times, you can put it down your hands and you can feel it. Doesn't take too much effort. So every time, to make sure you are mindful and continuous, you watch it rising, falling, 1, rising, falling, 2, rising, falling, 3. After that, start again. Rising, falling, 1. Rising, falling, 2. Ding, 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 ding. You start thinking already, what happened? No more mindfulness. Your mindfulness has drifted off into the clouds. Okay, start again. Rising, falling, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Start again. Rising, falling, 1. Rising. Once you can get rising, falling, 1 to 3 many times, you can count 1 to 5. When you can count 1 to 5 many times, no need to count, just follow. Follow by saying rising, falling, rising, falling. When you can get rising, falling longer period of time, then again you observe rising, falling as a sensation. Rising, that means from the beginning to the end, like a flow of water. a flow of air. Stop. Follow the sensation of the abdominal movement. And sometimes it's short, sometimes it's longer. You follow and know what is happening. It's a basic for beginners. After you can follow it longer, then you can stay with just following and watching this rising, falling abdomen for a longer period of time. With 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half a minute, half an hour, 1 hour, very good. But for beginners, you can follow it 1 to 3 times already, very good. And one lady, she first beginner, she come. She said, Bhante tells me to watch rising, falling and count 1 to 5. After a whole day of trying, she was very sad. So why? She can only count to 1. Don't say of 3, 1 to 1. She was very sad. Then she met another lady. Lady asked her, why are you so sad? But they asked me to count 1 to 5. I cannot, I can count 1 to 1. She said, I also the same thing. I only count to 1. So she didn't so feel bad anymore. By the end of the retreat, no, she can say 1 hour, no problem. Falling, rising, falling. You see? Mang lai. Yeah, if you can do half an hour, you're super. Can be done. You just need a bit of patience and determination. That's what we call concentration. But it's not just following. You must also know when thinking comes, you know, thinking. Stop the thinking, come back. Sleepy. Wake up. And then you start again. No, it's like, the driving a car or riding a bicycle. What happens when you start learning? First thing, you fall down. When you fall down, you cannot move. You have to get up again. Or you try to, you cannot control. You want to go right, you end up going left. You want to go left, you go right. So going right and left without control is like thinking. You're supposed to follow the road, but you follow something else. Sleepy is like you drop down. You don't see anything, boom, stop. So when you stop, you're going to start again. When you go off the track, you have to bring it back to your basic object. Very simple. It's training of the mind to be able to know that you're mindful and so that you can control the mind. When you can control the mind, then your mind will calm down. The mind will automatically calm down. The mind will actually be more mindful and know what is happening. Then your meditation will start taking the next step. Yeah? Simple. But first, just make sure you're mindful. For that, we encourage you to do the scanning of the body. This we will do it in a guided meditation tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, please be present. Even those who are meditating for some time will be helpful to remember this process. And so after you do the scanning of the body, relaxation, and feeling the sensations of the body, then you can go to your primary object, rising and falling. Similarly, when you're doing walking meditation, when you start walking and you stand, you scan your awareness, sweep your awareness through the body up and down, feeling the body sensations. In that way, your mindfulness becomes established in the body, and when you start walking, the mindfulness can follow the footsteps. Otherwise, you're following the footsteps, but you may not be mindful. This is the basic starting point. Everybody starts with that. Even people who have been meditating for some time, the first few days also they start with that. Relax, bring up your mindfulness, follow your object. Relax, mindful, follow your object. Once you can follow your object, observe what is happening to your object. The object is a process. The vipassana object is a process. It's not a stone or static thing. It's a process of movement. It's a sensation that moves and changes. It's not something fixed. For fixed objects, you do samatha, concentration meditations. But in vipassana, you follow a process. Rising, falling is a process. Right step, left step are processes. When pain arises, you watch the pain. Pain is also a process. It comes and goes, it flows. So you have to watch it as a flow. You don't just say pain, 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 and the pain just becomes strong. So while you are following this rising, falling, and thinking, come back, rising, falling, thinking, come back, rising, falling, sleepy, sleepy, and after that you can follow better. After some time, pain will come. Here is, there is, here ache, there ache. You just watch it and it comes and goes. Don't let it disturb you. But when it becomes strong, then you have to learn to be mindful. You will take it as a main object, pain, how it comes, how it goes, the type of pain. One thing about pain is a bit more simple in the sense that you don't have to follow it. It will follow you. So all you have to do is to keep calm. Don't worry, it won't kill you. You don't have to suffer if you can keep your mindfulness and peacefulness. Pain, what can you do to me? Like somebody you didn't do anything wrong, but your wife or your husband keep nagging you, your mother keep nagging you. I didn't do anything wrong. Mindful. 听他唱歌. Listening to a song. 忘不了, 忘不了. Just be mindful. Then you see the whole process. The pain come and go, come and go. If it becomes too painful, then you just mindfully change your position of the legs. And then no more pain, you can start again. Rising, falling, rising, falling. Right step, left step, right step, left step. So you can develop continuous mindfulness, one after another. Very simple. That's for beginners. Now, for those who have been to retreats before, and many retreats before, you generally have an idea of what to do. Because in the beginner, you have to learn the techniques first. Besides watching the rise and fall, the right step, left step, there are other things, objects that you have to watch. There are other techniques that you have to learn. But for you, the basic techniques and objects, people who have been meditating for a longer period of time, they know what to do. Whether you can do it or not, that's a different matter. It depends on what you have been doing at home. Habit. Because habit dies hard. So, but at least you have some basic knowledge of what to do, and so you have some confidence that it can be done. If it cannot be done at all, you will not be here. You have given up, and I don't know where you'll be. Probably loitering the streets at night, frequenting the bars and pubs, getting yourself drunk. As a lesser evil, you may be going to coffee shop, chit-chatting with your friends and eating durians. Lesser of the evils. But since you're here, you generally have the confidence that it can be done. So it's not so difficult. So it's a matter of what you call a revision, kind of warming up the whole process. Just like, you want to go for a long marathon, jogging and so on. You have to warm up first, you do some exercise, here, left, right, north, down, and then your body is worked up, and then you can start running. Correct or not? Have you done a marathon before? Half marathon? Not bad. I haven't done even a half marathon before. No? But I'm still okay. But I've walked. How long is a marathon? 42 km. Horrors. Have you done a marathon before? Half marathon, 24 km. No? 21. Have you done 21 km? So I don't feel so bad. Not only I didn't do, he also didn't do. Have you done? Of course, under the, what do you call, the United Nations training program. So, you need to warm up a bit. So, to get to where you left off in your past retreats, you have to do some warming up. You got to go through some of these basic exercises. And there are a number of things and skills and things you have forgotten. You have to revise, renew that one. It takes 1 or 2 days or more before you get back to where you left off. Where you left off, maybe in the beginning it may take you 1 week to get there. But when you do it again, second time, third time, it may take you only 2 days or 3 days. It depends on what have you been doing between this retreat and the next retreat. How long If I ask the person, when was your last retreat? Oh, long time ago. Few years ago. My goodness. You start as a beginner, dear friend. Not only that, depends on what you have been doing in between. You've been doing a lot of horrible things, nasty things, a lot of restless things, worldly things. Then you accumulated a lot of rubbish, stress, nonsense. And then before your mind can go into concentration, you have to clear up all those first. You know? You clear up your toilet, your mental toilet bowl. But if you're in between not so long, I would say 1 month, not so bad. And 3 months, quite a lot. But if you're meditating regularly at home, not so bad. The space between is just 2 weeks, then very quickly. 1 day you can pick up. It depends on what happened also. Sometimes it's only 1 month, but in 1 month you undergo a lot of stress. Like somebody died, and somebody, it's a marriage breakup, and I don't know what, they go bankrupt, or something like that. And then a lot of, especially when it's a matter of life and death. Then why not go? You have to put everything aside and face the situation. And so after that, you settled it and you come to meditate, and then a lot of those leftovers to clear up. That will take a bit of time before it clears up. But if you have been meditating before, as long as you start the old engine, it starts clearing up more and more efficient. The last retreat is when under Asabachara. Last month. What date did it finish? 18. Now it's only 2 weeks. Who was there at the retreat? 1, 2, 3. Not bad. And so this you should be able to pick up in 1 or 2 days. Who was at the retreat in Kota Tinggi? I mean, but not in Asabachara's retreat. Oh. You were at Asabachara's retreat? Oh, not bad. Okay. Who has not been attending a retreat for more than 3 months? Yeah. Others? All attended retreat for more than 3 months. Veterans, huh? No, beginners, of course. Beginners not included in this. So this is your first retreat. So this is your this is your what? This is your opening ceremony. The first retreat is usually the most difficult retreats because you're starting from scratch. As long as you don't run home, run away, at the end of the retreat, at least you will learn something. So, the first important part is to be efficient in dealing with your hindrances. 5 hindrances. sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse, worry, and skeptical doubts. Put in a very simplified form, thinking, sleepy, sloth and torpor, and thinking, restless. These are two basic and wholesome states of mind. Restless is a mind not settled down, running, very disturbed, kind of disturbed state of mind. Sleepy is more like a lazy state of mind, stiff, hard, lethargic state of mind. Doesn't move. So you have to make it move. The other one is too restless, you have to slow it down. So you need the mindfulness. First to recognize it, thinking, slow down, mindful, relax. Then you slow down, relax. Sleepy, you might get dull, blank. Wake up. Make the mind go, run after rising, falling, sitting, touching, go after objects. When the mind is activated, and then the sleepiness goes off. Very simple, but needs practice. The idea is to go to for veterans to go to a level of basic samadhi, basic concentration. Basic concentration. That means you can generally follow your object, you can follow rising, falling. And pain comes, you can be mindful of pain. Pain goes away, you can follow rising, falling. Thinking will come once in a while, but it doesn't last long, it goes off like that. And walking, you can follow right step, left step, with little or no thinking. Just follow, and you can feel the sensations of the process. This you're supposed to reach up to that basic in 2 to 3 days. Veterans, 2 to 3 days. After one retreat, you may not be able to do that. You may think 4 or 5 days. But people who have got concentration before, 2 or 3 days, sometimes 1 day also they can get something. Especially you have been meditating on retreats regularly and frequently. After that, then that's where you have to be more diligent and patient to build up the concentration and mindfulness higher. Build up of concentration, build up of vipassana mindfulness, so that you practice, you develop vipassana concentration. That means you follow the object mindfully in a vipassana way. Don't just follow, you just follow. You get concentration. When you follow it, say moment to moment. That's the process. Understand? Tanjokong. You should. You've been here for so many retreats. How many retreats have you been?
Those days were once a year, now more.
Yeah. When did you start? First retreat, with who? Mr. Ong. Yeah. Mr. Ong started in Bukit Rambai.
I started when Reverend just came out from Mahasi. That's when I started.
Where?
You came to Malacca for 4 days. I took 2 days. That's
Where was it held?
I think Bukit
Bukit Rambai. As I remember, was Bukit Rambai. Many years ago. So he's a veteran. You also, at the same time, Yong Vichan, Bukit Rambai. Tanjung Kong was a bit later. Taman Merdeka. So now should be experienced yogi. So you have to make more effort to get the best of it. Before the curtain. Know the curtain? When the show ends, the curtain, close shop. 红飞鸿稍等。Okay, this is a gentle, soft starting. 9 o'clock. You come back in half an hour's time for a short metta. 9:30 for a short metta session, loving kindness. So that at least maybe you can sleep better. Some sweet dreams. Any questions? It's a simple Dhamma talk for beginners. No questions. You understand? Something lah. You're Suyan lah. You understand? Something lah. Agak-agak. Beginner is like that. You get something, you don't understand something, so you try lah, cuba, trial and error. Eventually, you learn something useful. I tell people, no, in life I only learned one thing, meditation. Other than that, I learned something lah, but no. Kelang kabut, 3 suku, 6, like that lah. No. Still, it got me a degree, you know. But I didn't use much of the degree. Most is. That means you learn enough so that you're good enough to teach something. Right? So, one of the best things to know, one of the most useful things to know in life is to learn how to meditate so that you can make yourself happy, you can make other people happy, and you make the world a better place. And you die satisfied trying. Si pun kam guan, no? At least we try. You do something worthwhile. Okay. So here tonight we come at 9 around.